G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. Today I am going to use a mold that I've never used before. I just made this one recently. You probably can't really see in there all that well, but it's a cat. It's a little memorial cat. There's its tail around there and face in there. Little pointy ears right down the bottom there. So I'm going to use that today. My lovely friend Leanne recently lost her boy Tom, and this is a photo I took of him quite a while back actually. Now I've cut the tail off because I'm not sure if it's going to fit, and I may kind of put it over the top like that. I mean, I'll cut that out, but because I've got to remember that I've got to do it upside down. The curve of the tail pretty much matches that one, that one there. So what I've done is, on my camera, I just, you know how you do that flip thing on your photos in gallery, and I just sort of flipped it so that I've got one, so it'll be that way, well, upside down. It'll be that way there, and then that way there, and then hope, look, I don't know, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it for Leanne and see if I can get it to work. But look, I don't know how successful I'm going to be. So I just printed this from my printer, my home printer, just on regular paper. So what I'm going to do, now I've heard other people do this. Like I said, I've never done it before, but you can't just put paper in resin. It'll, I don't know what it'll do. Maybe it'll just like crinkle or go to mush. The colour might run. I don't know. So I'm going to coat it with some glue, just white glue. It dries clear. So this is the only one I've got. I've got the Elmer's glue. Whoops. Ooh, just pop a tiny little bit in there from my acrylic pouring days. My old Elmer's glue. I've still got lots of it around. All right, so I've just got a plastic bag here. Just so I don't get glue everywhere, and I'm going to paint this side, and once it's dry I'm going to paint the other side. Oh, look, it's curling up already. See, it doesn't like liquid, does it? So yeah, I'm going to do that to all of the pieces. I'm going to do front and back. I'm going to do a couple of coats on each. And then once it's dry, then I'm going to go around and cut all the white off. I just thought it would be easier to cut the white off later on rather than trying to do it now. So I am going over onto the plastic bag a little bit, just try to keep that little piece of paper flat. It's kind of gluing it to the paper, and then I'll just try and make it neat. I don't know whether you'll see brush strokes, but I'll just try and make it neat anyway, like so. All right, actually I think what I'll do is because it's now attached to my plastic bag, I'll do a few coats on this side, and then I'll flip it over and I'll do a few coats on the other side. How's that sound? Does that sound about right? I don't know. You guys might know. But yeah, I've never put photos, or actually I did do one photo. I remember that pregnancy lady. Remember the pregnancy one I did with my daughter-in-law Tasha's ultrasound of baby Theo, and I put that in one of those pregnancy molds. So I did do that, but apart from that, no, I've never done anything. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the first layer. Hopefully it'll be all right. Now I'm just going to cover this. I'm not going to rinse it or anything. Elmer's glue is a water base, so I can just wash that with water. But because I'm going to do multiple layers, I'm just going to see if I can. Is that going to fit? Not really. Okay, I might have to rinse that, but I'll just leave that like so. Is it going to fit? No, No, it's not going to fit. All right, I'll leave that there just like that because I don't want it to dry out. Actually, maybe I can just stick the end in that plastic bag like that. What do you think? Let's just do that. We'll just stick it in the plastic bag there like that. Okay. Stop it from moving. All right, there we go. Make sure everything's lying flat. So yeah, like I said, I will do a few coats and then I'll come back to you once it's ready for the next step. Okay, so it's the next day. My little cat had 3 coats of glue on the front and 3 coats of glue on the back. And then I just cut everything out. I cut the tail out and I just glued it on down the bottom like that. So my initial thought, look, I have no idea how to do this, you guys. So totally upfront with that. I have no idea what I'm doing here. My idea of sticking the other cat to the back so that you could see it from both sides, not really a good idea because it's going to have to go that way, see? See how that tail curves there? There's a tail curve just there. And look, it's not going to fit exactly because my photo isn't the exact size, so it's going to kind of go like that. So if I put the reverse photo here, when you're looking at it, you're going to see like that's supposed to be the back of the cat, but you're going to see it looking out at you. So I thought, okay, I will put it in here and then I will fill it with sort of this color, mica powder, which is similar. So I thought I was going to do that. And then I thought, no, I won't do that because then the photo will just sort of blend into the rest of the cat and you won't see the actual photo. You'll just see a big sort of orangish tone. So then I thought I'll do the back of it just in this creamy color. I don't want to do clear because you know what resin's like, over time it can discolor and that, and I don't really want that. So I want to do clear at the front, obviously. So I need to work out how to do a bit of clear resin in the front to attach the cat to. So what I came up with, and again, I have no idea if it's going to work. It could be a big mess. This is my Adray clay that I use, you know, when I want to do barriers in my frogs or turtles and things like that to separate areas. I use this clay. This is it here. I've got a huge big tub of it. I have no idea why I got such a big tub. I think the little ones, I couldn't find the little ones, so I got a massive one. So I've just sort of put that around the top there. Again, I don't know if it's going to hold. And I need to sort of tip it on an angle like that. So I'm going to have to get a couple of molds or something to sort of hold it in place. Might need to get another one. I have to make a little something like that to actually hold it up like that. So what I've done with the clay, because it's soft, I thought I could kind of push it forward, hopefully to stop the resin from running out. Actually, I should put down a piece of plastic, shouldn't I, in case it leaks and then I've got resin everywhere. Yeah, I best do that. Best do that, shouldn't I? Because it may be just a huge big mess. But look, I want to try it. So aiming all this clay forward just to make a little wall. And we'll see what happens. It's only resin. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I thought I'd try it. My little bit of resin, I just got some clear resin. It's the Platinum 360 Plus. It's just sitting in my vacuum chamber. So I'll go and get that. Yeah, we'll get started. So I'm using the Platinum 360 Plus. It's a bit of a thicker resin. I'm not using a deep pour resin for this because I'm only doing that little bit in there. And it's a bit thicker, so I'm hoping it won't just ooze out. I am going to spray in there with some isopropyl just to stop, hopefully stop any little bubbles, but Again, I don't know. All right, here we go, you guys. Let's pour this in. Try and get it into the tail area, down into that head area. And basically that's, I just want to get it in the tail, in the head. Have a little look. Oh, is that a bubble? There's a bubble. Come out, bubble. Make sure there's no bubbles. See, that's the ear way down there. That's an ear. Okay. It's really hard to see. I think I need to kind of tip it that way a little bit as well. Just have to bear with me here while I'm experimenting. Put a little bit more in. I mean, I could just do it clear. I could just do like a whole clear cat, but it's not really what I was going for because I don't want to be able to see the back of the photo. I think I'm going to need to tip it a bit more. How am I going to tip it anymore without it falling right over? Let's see if I can tip any more. Ah, see, now the resin's right up here over my little wall. I need to actually tip it that way. I need something under this side. I could do with a hand, you guys. Who wants to come and help me? Give me a hand. There. Tip it there. Molds come in really handy. Okay, maybe not that quite that high. That there. Okay. There's more resin in there than what I was hoping for, but I can't really get it exactly how I want it, I don't think, because the resin's like gone into the back of the cat, obviously. You know, it's not gonna just come forward. How's that? All right, let's just do this. Let's just do this. All right, Tom, here we go. Bend you a little bit. And hopefully I won't get bubbles. Don't know how it's going to sit. It's just going to kind of sit there. I don't know if there's a bubble under there or not. I can't tell. It's going to push it. See where my fingers are? I don't know if there's a bubble under there or not. If I do end up with a bubble like underneath, I mean, yeah, it'll be a pain, but in reality, it's pretty easy just to sand it out and flood coat. So it shouldn't be too bad. Just need to get the resin to go over that little photo. Making a mess. Need it to go down a little bit further. I'm just going to be really careful that I don't break my little walls. I just wanted to push the photo back a little bit further. Okay, I think that's going to be about it. That's as good as I can get it. All right, look, hopefully it'll work. I will come back every now and then, just while it's curing, and just push this down here, just so that it's not sort of lifting. I would like the body to be a bit longer, but if I move it that way, then the head's not going to be in that space there. So anyway, I'll try not to fiddle any longer, and once this is cured, we'll turn it over and I'll mix up some just this mica powder in the sort of a pearly color, and yeah, we'll fill it up. So cross your fingers for me, guys, that it's going to work. All right, this resin in here has cured, so let's move on to the next step, shall we? Move all these molds out of the way. They've done their job. Like so. Now, I wonder if I can get this clay off. Yes. So it has left a little lip there, which is fine. I knew, you know, the clay was obviously stopping it from running any further down. I'm not going to touch it yet, just in case I loosen the resin from the mold, and then my other resin's going to go in underneath there. But we'll move on to the next step. So that worked well. All right. I think I can move my bit of plastic out of the way now. I shouldn't be making too much of a mess now. So yeah, I'll trim those up, probably up when I've unmolded, then I don't have to worry about moving anything out of the way and then getting resin dripping down the side there. I've done that before by mistake, so I'm really wary not to do it again. So I have got some river table resin here. This is the platinum. I haven't mixed it yet. I've just put 100 grams of A and 45 grams of B in there, and then I'm going to add some of this, rather than mixing that then adding this and mixing it again. I do want it quite opaque. Let's see what that looks like. I will put it in my vacuum chamber just for a couple of minutes, even though it's not clear, you know, because it's got mica powder in it. It's not going to be a clear resin. I don't want any bubbles, just in case there's a bubble that gets trapped somewhere. Okay, that looks opaque enough. You have to just be aware that you can't add more than 10% into your resin. So if you've got 100 grams of resin in there, you can only put 10 grams of mica powder or pigment paste, no more than that, between 5 and 10%. So, all right, so I'm going to put my timer on now, and I'm going to stir this for 4 minutes, and then I'm going to put it in my vacuum chamber, and then I'll come back and we'll pour it in. All done. So I don't know if I told you, this is Jacquard Pearl X micro pearl. Oops, where are you? There. I'm way off the side because I zoomed in so you could see what I was doing. So micro pearl, that one. It's really pretty, isn't it? It's kind of just an off-white shimmer. All right, let's pour this in. I'm just going to pour it onto my stick so it's not splashing. You just run down the stick into the mold, and hopefully I've got enough. It's always a good idea to pour slowly so that the resin can find its way into all the little nooks and crannies if there are any. Looks like there's a bubble coming up there. But it's a very thin resin, so the bubbles should just come up and pop on their own. Okay, that's about it. I do always like to dome my pieces. So just gonna see if I can just push it this way a little bit more. So, was that my head? Did you just see my head? I'm trying to see what I'm doing. Oh, looking over the top of the mold. Okay, I'm just going to lift it this way just a touch. But remember, I will trim that off. Yeah, I think that's all I can do. And then the front will be clear, and then the back will be creamy coloured. Oh, I don't know what that is in there. So yeah, I guess I'll make a few puffy hearts with the leftovers. There's a hair or something in that. Puffy heart, puffy heart. Oh, here you are. I don't know if you can you see it? Oh, not really. I've zoomed in a lot, haven't I? How's that? Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to add anything to it. What is that? Must just be the mica powder. Unless, oh, there might be something actually on my stick. Maybe. Because I've been using the stick for other things, so could be something just stuck onto my stick that I can see. All right, we'll just do some gorgeous, creamy, puffy hearts. Now, I won't be able to unmold for a day and a half. Whoa, that's a bit full. Yeah, it's very thin, so it fills quickly. Quicker than you expect. Anyway. So if you were doing, if you were doing a memorial piece and you had a little bit of hair maybe from your pet, I mean, obviously I wouldn't put it in with a coloured mica, but if you were doing clear, you could pop that in, or you might just want to leave the cat or the dog or whatever it is just as it is, and you could put a little bit of hair in a puffy heart, in a bit of clear. A little bit of clear, and then top that with maybe a different colour. So yeah, I think that would look quite nice as well. I'll have to go and cut a little bit of hair off one of my dogs. My dogs are healthy, but you know, they're poodles, so I have to clip them every couple of months, so I get lots of hair, so I should just keep a little bit of hair and practice in a little puffy heart mold. Hey. Right, quick little torch, even though it doesn't need it. I've got a little bit left over. I could probably get one more. It's over there. All right, so that's me done. It's dinner time. I'll see you guys in a day and a half. A blink and a half for you, but a day and a half for me. All right, the time has come to unmold this. I did trim off those little bits that were sticking out, but I think once I've unmolded, I may have to just sand that. It looks a little bit lower, a little bit higher than that, so I'll give it a bit of a sand. Alrighty. Look at the effects. Look at that. That's so cool. I love how mica does that sometimes. Some micas do it more than others. Look at that. So it's just a lovely little plain, shimmery pendant. If you were wearing that, it would go with anything, wouldn't it? So yeah, it's got these unusual designs on the back, but the front is just plain. So there you go. Nice little pendants to go in my giveaway box. All right, so that's those ones done. On to the main event. Gosh, I hope it's worked all right. I really hope it's worked okay, so that I can give it to my friend. Okay, here we go. This is the first time I've actually ever poured this mould, so it'll be exciting in a couple of different ways, hey? All right, here we go. I will link the mould for you if anyone's interested in getting it. I did, to make the mould a bit smaller so it didn't weigh so much, I kind of had to cut the sides off. That's why it looks a bit weird, but it doesn't change the inside piece. I was just trying to cut down on silicone for shipping costs for you. All right. Are we ready? Okay, that's looking good there. So far, this is the back. I don't know what that is. This is the back. All right, here we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's worked really well, you guys. Look at that. So the tail that comes up is obviously different to the tail I had, which I just put down there. I'll have to sand that a little bit. So that's the tail that comes up. Now, my little cat photo, the head was in line with the body, but as you can see, the cat head here is sort of tilted. I guess if I was going to do it again, I would move the head on a bit of an angle like that of the photo, just move it on a bit of an angle. But basically that's what it looks like. That's not bad for my first attempt. I don't know if I will give it to her. The face looks a bit distorted because it's on a bit of an angle, because there's the nose there. I don't know if you can see, there's the nose there of the cat. So it's kind of, it's like looking through water. Everything looks a bit distorted, so I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I should probably have turned the head. Next time, maybe I can do another one. But this is a good little first attempt. And I've just got some sanding to do down there. So there it is. But yeah, like I said, you could put cat hair in it. You could put the photo in the front. And then in the back, where maybe you could just leave it clear, you could put your cat hair in the back there. Yeah, so there's a few different things you could do with it. So anyway, let me know what you think. I know it's not perfect, because it's got the ears there instead of there, but definitely turn the head in the photo next time. I didn't even think about it. This is how we learn. Next time, you guys do it and let me know. Get one of these, do it, and show it to me. Put it up on my Facebook page, Pouring Your Heart Out. I'd love to see it. All right. I'll link it down below for you anyway, the mold. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed my video. It was a bit of a trial and error, wasn't it? All right. Take care, guys. Bye for now.